Welcome, friends. Sonia Lopez here of Magnetic CEO. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how to overcome fear of visibility. This is for you if you are an entrepreneur. It is something almost everybody has. I know I had it, and it really becomes prevalent when you are building your business online. So, I'm going to share a little bit of a story, my own personal journey of overcoming fear of visibility. And then I want to leave you with 3 steps that you can start to take to overcome your fears of visibility because we have to show up for our clients. We have to show up. And if we don't, because of our fears, then we are not serving our purpose. So, my fear actually, I don't know that I knew I had this fear, like consciously knew it until I became an entrepreneur and a mentor said, you need to start doing Facebook Lives. You need to be more visible to your community in order to serve them. And I was like, I mean, I have always known that I had like public speaking fears, but I'm like, I am not doing a video. Like, that's not happening. And I do like to challenge myself out of my comfort zone. So, of course, I would say, I'm going to do a video today. I'm going to go live and share with my people, something that will help them today. And I would find myself getting busy with other things, procrastinating. And this is something that really does happen when we are hiding. So, the first thing I want to offer you is pay attention to the unconscious ways that you might be hiding from being more visible in whichever platform you're on, okay? Because we do have that. We have a way, our nervous system has a way of keeping us safe and protected. And it's not always very obvious. It can often just be like, oh, I'm busy. I have to do, these 5 things on the back end of my business. When in reality, it's like, just do the live, just go on camera and do the thing. And visibility doesn't always have to necessarily be that you're going on video. It could be posting on your social media and you're worried about like your neighbors seeing what you post and judging you. It could show up in many ways. So for me, it was like when this mentor was like, you have to do, they didn't say you have to. She said, it's really good if you do Facebook Lives to serve your community. And I'm like, why am I so like hesitant to do this? And then I did some subconscious work, and what came up was this time when I was 10 years old and I started a new school. We had come to this country and I started a new school, and the teacher was introducing me to the class on my first day, and kids were laughing at me. Now, I was 10 years old. So you just don't know what stories we make up. Now, I want to think that they weren't making fun of me, but my 10-year-old self made up a story that, oh, they're laughing at me. So it's not safe to be seen. I know a lot of people I work with feel like they have the witch wound, which is a whole other topic. But yeah, most of us have some some form of visibility issue because every humans we all have 4 basic fears, and we every human's 4 basic fears are fear of rejection, fear of being judged, fear of being found out, and fear of not being loved. So think about those 4 fears. Like, if you have those fears, your nervous system is going to try to protect you from that. And the 3 tips I'm going to share with you are going to start to help you to get away from those beliefs that might be running at the subconscious level, and to really give you your power back. Because at the end of the day, you always get to choose whether or not or how you're going to show up in your business. And this is something that I finally decided at one point. I was just like, I just want to do this because I want to grow as a leader and as an entrepreneur, but also I really want to serve my people. And I feel like video is really a good way to put yourself out there. And so what I did was is I started to address it or tackle it in layers, right? Because something I teach my clients when we do nervous system regulation is this bothering me, is you don't have to snap your nervous system. You can take small steps that stretch your comfort zone over time. And they continue to stretch it and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it. Now, some people have more capacity than others. So they may be able to take a big leap stretched out of their comfort zone. I have a good capacity and I'm able to do that in some areas of life that I can just like take this big leap and my nervous system is fine because it's calibrated to it. Other people, it takes a little bit longer and it's slower to warm up. So we want to do it in layers. And one way I have my clients work with it is like picture these rings, right? Kind of like those stacking dolls. You want to like if you're feeling really nervous about like doing a Facebook Live, then which was the case for me, it was like I'm not going to go do a Facebook Live. Maybe today I'll do like an Instagram story, which I can record on my phone. And if I don't like the way it comes out, like before posting, I can delete it. So for me, that was a way that I was able to like stretch out of that one circle into the next circle and then into the next circle. And now here I am doing videos with light in my glasses and not really worried about, what are people going to say because I know that what I have to say is going to add value to you. So you stretch yourself little by little by little by little. And that is a way that you can start to become more visible and just get more comfortable with visibility. The other thing to do and practice, especially if you are more of somebody who posts on social media and people are often worried about like, well, I have friends on there that I don't, I talk about woo stuff and they're going to think I'm weird and they're going to judge me. And, the four basic fears, it might address one or more, right? If we're being judged, we're not being loved. So that fear of like not being loved. Um, and so what I had to do there personally, and this is again, I'm not telling you what to do, but my own personal experience was just coming to terms with, am I going to let almost like perfect strangers on the internet or just like friends that don't pay my bills to hold me back from really expressing myself, stepping into a new level of leadership by being more visible, but also like fulfilling my purpose, which is to help people? Am I going to allow this voice inside my head telling me, these people, they're going to judge you on social media? And that also took a minute. It took a few months of me, like just reminding myself and finally deciding, making a decision that, well, then these people don't belong on my social media because I am going to use social media as a platform to serve my community. So I started to just remove people and, you can have another personal account. You can have like your business account and a personal account. You can do that too. So that's another way to really start to choose to step into more visibility for the purposes of your business. So the three steps though that I really love to help me overcome more of the inner landscape stuff that goes on and holds us back unconsciously is if you're feeling like that fear of not enoughness or fear of being found out, because those I often connect to imposter syndrome. And I have another episode on imposter syndrome you can also listen to, is make a list of like how you've helped others and all of the challenges you've overcome and how far you've come. And overcoming your fear of visibility is just going to be another thing that you get to add to that list of accomplishments because we are here to grow. We are all here to grow, whether you're building a business or not. We are here to grow. Maybe you're somebody who wants to do, speaking engagements or wants to be, you have a job and you just want to be able to speak up more. This could also apply to you. Making a list and reminding yourself that you are somebody who can overcome obstacles and challenges, who can grow out of their comfort zone. Because remember, the brain is always looking for threat, and it's up to us to train it to look at like, no, actually, look how far I've come. Look at all the things, the obstacles, the challenges, the growth that I've accomplished in my lifetime. So you want to teach the brain to look for like, hey, this is just going to be another one of those things that we overcome. Okay. The second one is this is if you're an entrepreneur, that's going to help tremendously with showing up and speaking about your offers, is having a framework for how your offers work and the framework of your offers, like what your offers entail. The reason for this is because at least a lot of my clients are very multi-talented, multifaceted people that have a lot of brilliant ideas up in their head. And one of the reasons that holds them back from being more visible and showing up is that they feel like they don't know what they're going to talk about. They're like, I have so many ideas and these offers and all these things. And that little voice will find the most nuanced ways to hold you back. And one of those ways is, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about is a byproduct of you just having all of these ideas and not harnessing them into one system that you can then easily talk about. So having a framework for your offers and your all of your brilliance and gifts is going to really just make it more succinct for you to talk about and talk about consistently. So having a framework is number 2. Number 3 is building safety on social media. And I teach this in a way of learning to project your energy out before you even like show up. And by showing up, I'm talking about whether you do video or you do posts. Building safety looks like, number 1, telling yourself that you're not going to die if somebody, like doesn't like a post. And number 2 is projecting your energy piece is like, my way of doing it is I am going to project love out when I post this. And I am going to project love to the people and to my social media and to the purpose of this post. And that is the energy that people will receive. So this is a little bit, of a practice. Again, this is really good if you're an empath and a sensitive person who like posts the thing and your brain is immediately telling you like nobody's going to like it. You better look for likes. Likes don't actually matter because they don't necessarily convert into sales, but it is very common to be held back by, you know, showing up because of like who's going to like our stuff. If they don't like it on social media, then we're not liked. Like automatically your nervous system makes it mean that. And so I just like to be like, I love everybody on there. Everybody loves me. This is sent and posted with love. And inevitably, what I project is what's going to be reflected back to me. Other ways to create safety are just reminding yourself before you post that nothing's going to happen. Nothing like no imminent threat is going to occur to your actual physical being because the ego just is always afraid that it's going to die. You're not going to die. Even like if I post this on YouTube and somebody doesn't like it, I'm still safe in my home and my body is intact. Nobody hurt me. It's just a bruise to the ego. So just reminding yourself that everything will be okay. If nobody likes it, if somebody makes a negative comment, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to survive. And, I always like to take it a step further and just remind myself I've survived like worse things in life. One little negative comment on social media is not going to kill me. So to recap the 3 steps that are going to really help you start to be more aware of how you're choosing to show up and be more visible, but also calming the nervous system so that you do show up and be visible for your community and for people and clients to find you. Or 1 is just make a list, remind yourself what a badass you are, like all the things you've overcome, the obstacles and challenges you've overcome, and that this is just another piece of the growing and journey of being an entrepreneur. You being more visible equals greater growth and leadership. Number 2 is have a framework for your offers. That's going to just make it a lot easier for you to talk about. And so your inner critic won't come up with the excuse that I don't know what to talk about, because now you have a framework, you know exactly what you're going to talk about. Everything's going to be succinct and you're just going to be more open to flow and to being able to speak about your offers. And number 3 is building safety on social media so that when you post, you're not a mess, and also it doesn't hold you back from sharing your gifts and your offers. So I hope this episode helped you, and I will see you on the next one.